For as long as I can remember, the need for adventure has been part of who I am. Whether climbing trees as a toddler or exploring the old Oregon Trail, I can't remember a time that fire hasn't motivated my life decisions. Fortunately, I ended up with somebody who understands my brandy crazy and maybe even has a little of her own, but if I'm being honest, it's a bit of a blessing and a curse. You see, on the one hand, it's given me some amazing experiences. I've met people that have left an impact on our family, and I've seen places very few people have, but on the other, I never really live in the moment. I'm hardly ever satisfied with where I am, and the struggle in my head in finding the balance between apathy and anxiety is sometimes overbearing. I guess what I'm trying to say is we're all fighting our own silent battles, and sometimes the only way to quiet that fight is to hold your breath, trust in who you are, and take that first step toward that dream that you've set aside. It's not going to solve all your problems, and I know it's way easier said than done, but all around us is evidence of how quickly life can change. So if we don't do it now, then when? We couldn't have asked for a better dry run for this leg of our journey. This was the first time we'd been able to live on the road and experience what it'd be like as we traveled to the East Coast, Baja, and ultimately Southeast Asia. There's probably not a more cliche adage than "I can't believe how fast this went," but then again, I guess it wouldn't be something we say if it didn't have some truth to it. We left Oregon City with not much of a plan and no idea how long we'd be gone, but as we headed east to the Oahe Wilderness, then to the cross-section of Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, the road began to lead us where it wanted. I know this is a little ethereal, but as we talked to friends, family, and fellow travelers, our path developed ahead of us. We had a few more days till we'd head home to regroup for our next journey, so we moved from our secluded mountaintop to a spot that was a bit more crowded. Alright, good morning. I should say afternoon. We're in Columbia Falls to get some lunch breakfast, and it started pouring rain last night. It wasn't supposed to, but it started pouring rain. Actually, I should say this morning. And so we kind of half packed up, didn't really eat lunch or breakfast, and now we're headed to a cafe, Uptown Hearth. Yeah, they're gonna check it out and see if it's somewhere where we want to eat. But there's not a lot of options here, so. Yep. Jackson wants an orange juice.
We're falling out, we've reached disaster.
Just grab it.
Don't know where we're gonna be after. And we do it all again and again and again and again. Again and again and again and again. We're falling down, we're fading.
I like your
I know that we can save it.
Meeting all sorts of people.
So, we are going to head home for a few weeks to regroup, get everything squared away at home, and then we're probably going to spend 6 months traveling from the East Coast back to the West Coast and then down to Baja for the winter. And if things haven't opened by then we'll probably just go back to work until things open in Southeast Asia. But I think we're all ready to go home and get things squared away for our next journey. Alright, well, just chilling by the river. Found our spot where we're supposed to go into Glacier, but I think we all just decided to chillax by the river, hang out, and I'm sitting here eating some trail mix.
How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You couldn't keep the door shut, and now the frostbite's creeping in. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold.
ladies and gentlemen, we're making a long trip back home. It's actually not that long, but we're gonna head to Coeur d'Alene for maybe a day or two, and then possibly head home from there. So it's weird to even say, but I think we're all ready to head home and regroup and head back out on the road. We'd spent almost 2 months on the road traveling through the Northwest United States, and it seems a lifetime ago now when I think back on the first day of our journey. But if there's one thing that stays constant on the road, it's that no matter how much you think the day will end where you thought, there's more than a good chance you'll end up somewhere entirely different. So with Coeur d'Alene in our sights, we made the most of the time we had in one of our favorite little towns.
And this is our last meal. We're eating out on the road, and I think we're in Coeur d'Alene, and I think we're going to be heading home tomorrow once we get up. Yay!
I've said that it wasn't my fault, but I can't hold myself together. I'm falling apart. Oh baby, I'm coming home. Oh baby, I'm coming home.
You like this?
I know you miss me, so don't let go. We'll keep our fire burn till infinity. Oh, you and I can't part. We're electrical, electrical, electrical. Oh, I know we'll go far. We're electrical, electrical, electrical. I know we will survive if we hold on.
You want me to move? Coeur d'Alene is somewhere that I went as a kid with my parents, and they had a like business meeting, and they had a little skate park here, and I just remember skateboarding and having a good time, and so that's why we decided to come with Marley a few years ago, and now we brought Jackson. Just a cool little town.
I know you miss me, so don't we will survive if we hold on.
Alright, I've done this once before and I told myself I wouldn't do it again, but in this case it's slightly different because we're headed home. We ended up heading outside to Coeur d'Alene to try to find a camp spot, and I missed our spot because I wasn't paying attention to the GPS by 20 minutes. So then we went to our next spot, which was another hour away, and by the time we got there, we were only 3.5 hours from home. So the earlier we get stuff ready, the earlier we can leave, the earlier we'll be there, kind of a deal. So it's gonna be a late one. 1:30 is our arrival time, so I'm guessing we'll be there about 2. But that means we get to sleep in our own bed, take our own showers, so it should be nice. But that's what we're doing. Heading out, going home. And yeah, it'll be nice to sleep in our own bed.
Call it a day and celebrate. Let's celebrate. Call it a day. Let's celebrate. Call it a day and celebrate. Let's celebrate. Call it a day.
Well, we made it home. It's 1:40, almost 2 o'clock, but we made it. So until tomorrow, that's a wrap. In every national park, in every little town, and in every corner of the planet, there's something to be experienced. You could spend your entire life trying to see it all and never leave your hometown. But we're the Ox family, and as the old proverb goes, the ox is slow, but the earth is patient. So although we'll never see it all in our lifetime, our hope is to inspire our kids to wander this planet, one generation at a time.
I'm gonna get you. Come on, Luke. had an option to be someone else, I would, and let go of you. I know that I'm obvious, yet I'm made this way. But why didn't I stay when I had the chance? Maybe it will pass by, someone save me for a pass out. I'm too lonely to be done in my drink at this pace. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain?
I'm afraid they didn't go back. Look this right here, huh?
Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? We both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy. You don't. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? The only one that's left in the rain. The only one that's left in the
Thank you guys for following along on our journey. If you're not already part of the Ox family, make sure you hit that subscribe button and reach out to tell us your story. We love hearing from you guys, and to those of you that have, thank you. So much of our motivation is found through the encouragement of the Ox community, and we couldn't do this all without you guys.